Today's episode is all about the seasonal changeover. As we're approaching autumn here in Melbourne, it's a fantastic time to go into your wardrobe, do a bit of a cleanse, and also change over those pieces that are going to serve you for the next season. So today's episode is all about the tips and tricks on how to do an effective changeover and also assessing those pieces to see if you have any gaps in your current wardrobe and also identifying those pieces that didn't serve you in the current season. Now, everyone's wardrobe will be completely different. So there'll be wardrobes where we are able to hang and see everything all at once. And then there'll be wardrobes where we will have to do a bit of a changeover because we don't have the space or we have a lot of items in our wardrobe and therefore it's easier when we rotate them out. So the best time to do a seasonal changeover is when you start to notice the weather really change. And in Melbourne, it hasn't quite happened yet because we are still getting a few warm days. But I'm sure in the couple of weeks to come, it will start to actually get cooler, which will be nice. Now, I recommend that you dedicate at least half a day to the process because that allows you to fully immerse yourself in your wardrobe. Now, I personally like to start by section and I'll pull everything out. And also through that process, make sure that all my hangers are consistent and my wardrobe area is also clean. So when I've pulled out those pieces, I think about whether I actually wore them this season. So if it is a summer piece that I'm pulling out of my wardrobe, did I wear it this season? Did I wear it last season? How does it still fit? How did it make me feel? And is it something that I feel really confident in? So this will help you do a bit of a mini cleanse as well, because if you found that you haven't reached for that piece for many months or even years, then maybe it's a piece that you need to move on in your wardrobe. So I always like to do a bit of a mini cull where I either keep, store, or donate the piece. Now, you may also want to sell the piece as well, and it's a great time to make some extra money selling your wardrobe. So then you can go and purchase any gaps that you may identify for the season ahead. Now, if I do decide to store that piece, I like to use a plastic container tub because I find that with vacuum seal bags, sometimes it can cause discoloration. So having a plastic tub just allows the piece to breathe. I may or may not close it completely or even drill some holes in there just because you don't want your clothes to sweat or get really hot in that plastic tub. So making sure that it's in a cool, dry place and also not in direct sunlight is really important to preserve your pieces as well. Now, with a wardrobe changeover, you may want to look at everything all at once. So, your accessories and your bags, even your shoes as well. Now, with shoes, I would recommend not storing them in a container where it's completely plastic. Now, I know those plastic shoe containers are really popular, but unfortunately, it does not allow your shoes to breathe. So, you may find that your shoe may get a little smelly or even moldy because that shoe hasn't been allowed to breathe. So, using a shoe box with a hole in it, so if it's cardboard, it may be better or even just stacking them on a shoe rack and storing them in a cupboard is also really good because then the shoe is completely exposed and it is able to breathe comfortably. I know I'm talking about shoes like they're a living thing, but they do actually need to breathe. While you're doing this process, you can go the extra mile and actually document your pieces by taking a photo of them. Now, since your clothes are already out, you may as well because this will allow you to think about whether that piece will match with maybe three other pieces when you're at the store wanting to add something to your wardrobe because sometimes we forget. So you may walk into a store and find a perfect pair of black pants. You may either have black pants already in your wardrobe that are very similar, or you may want to just go through your photos and see what pieces will match with those pants. So, having a bit of a portfolio of your pieces in your wardrobe is incredibly helpful. It's also really helpful if you do decide to work with a stylist because what a stylist will do is mix and match your existing wardrobe. So if you've already got photos of everything that you have already, then this is a fantastic start. I like to have a section in my wardrobe where I have most of my transitional layers. Now, these are fantastic when there is a shift in season because you can make the most of, say, your summer clothes if you're here in Melbourne, but just layer on with other pieces so you do have that warmth if you need it. Now, some key transitional pieces are a light trench coat, a blazer, cardigans, denim jackets, blazers, and button up shirts. Now, in terms of bottoms and dresses, I really like to keep a dark wash pair of jeans in my transitional wardrobe. Trousers are also a fantastic piece. Skirts can be great to mix and match. And with dresses, going for long sleeve dresses and making sure that you have any knits that can be used for short sleeve dresses so that you can layer and make the most of your summer wardrobe as well. And I find in terms of footwear, sneakers, getting out your boots and ballet flats, loafers work really well for that transitional period. Now, as you're doing that changeover and bringing the new season's pieces into your wardrobe, think about whether you have any gaps. So, if your mind stretches back to last year, were there any pieces that you felt like you were missing in your wardrobe? Are the pieces that you're pulling into your wardrobe still aligned with your personal style? Do they still fit? Do they still feel good? Just doing that assessment of the pieces that you're bringing into your wardrobe for the current season is really important because a lot may have changed in the past 12 months since you have worn those pieces. There could have been a lot of lifestyle changes, body changes, changes to your personal style. So, those pieces that you're bringing in back into your wardrobe for the current season may not actually serve you anymore. So, doing that assessment is also important, as well as the assessment of the pieces that you're storing away from the current season. The best time to shop for the new season's pieces is at the start of the season because you'll find that as the stock comes out, even if it's still here in Melbourne quite warm, you'll find that you'll be able to grab the pieces, especially the pieces that are high in demand, pretty early on in the season change. Now, if you want to grab a bargain and you know that you've got some gaps, it's great to actually do the shopping end of season. For example, in Melbourne, you'll find that there is a lot of sale stock for the summer season. So, if there are some summer staples that you know are timeless and not trend driven, this can be a fantastic way to grab a bargain and fill those gaps in your wardrobe. Now, I love doing this exercise because I feel like it really sets you up for the season ahead. And it's a great reflection point as well, because when you are embarking on a new season, you may have some new goals that you want to achieve. And how does your personal style reflect those goals, your personal brand, and where you want to be in the next season? So I encourage you to step into your wardrobe and do a bit of a seasonal changeover and see how you feel this season, especially if it's something that you've never done before. I assure you it's something that will really feel good because it will allow you to not only have a fresh start for the current season, but it will also tell you a lot about your personal style and how it's ever evolving and changing. I hope that you have a beautiful day and I look forward to catching you next week. Bye.